Hey guys, welcome to our daytime in the US, but evening in Sweden broadcast of this new two-page RPG by my new internet best friend, Marcus, and we're playing with the West Coast OSR crew, which I would love to hear more about. I just found out about. We've got a lot of them representing. But if you don't know, there's a phenomenal OSR and RPG scene in Sweden. There's a ton of different places that it's popping up in Europe, but Sweden is one of the hotbeds with things like Night Yeast and other resources coming out of Stockholm Cartel and other different amazing resources. And I love them. I love the visual look of them. I love the crunchiness of them. And Marcus posted this up a few weeks ago on the Minimalist RPG Facebook group that we're both a part of. And I said, can we hop on and stream? And he quickly found a bunch of other people who were interested in playing also too. So we're gonna play it. I don't know if is this the first playthrough of the game? Have you got a chance to play with anybody else yet?
No, it's not. This is the first ever playtest of Down We Go.
You guys are
So
watching.
fingers crossed. Hope everything goes well.
You guys are watching OSR history happen live right here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna whip around in just 1 second and have people introduce themselves. As always on Plus One streams, we have a couple of safety rules in effect. Just X card if anybody needs to pause, go back if there's something that's distracting or needs clarification, or someone's uncomfortable, they can do that. We have lines and bails in place. If anybody has any that they want to add to that, or if we need to add them as we go, we can absolutely do that also too. But we're just going to go around and let everybody introduce themselves. If anybody needs to get out from the stream for some reason, that includes you watching out there. Hi, Alex. Just go to the restroom. It's fine. It's fine. Come back. Take your phone with you. Whatever you need to do. We won't know. If any of us need to get up for a reason, we can do that also too, because we're all adults. But we will take a couple of breaks in the stream, at least one about an hour in, and either I or Marcus will call that, and then we'll be back a couple minutes later after we've had a chance to take a break. So with that said, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. Let's start out just with Katya. Katya, actually, I don't have any. I'm going to pronounce names badly the entire time. Just FYI, because I'm a arrogant American. But
Katya is fine.
Katya, okay. Go ahead and tell us who you are, how people can find you, and why you're excited to play today.
Right. By profession, I am an astronomer. I'm also more or less a full-time gamer and geek. And I'm the newest in the West Coast OSR crew. I found these guys after having participated in one of their CryptCon events. And I really suck at introducing myself. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter as my handle is the Egg Hunter, and I go by the same name on Facebook. But don't ask me why, because it's a really, really long story.
Now everybody wants to know why. That's all anybody's going to be talking about in the chat. We're just going to keep on moving over to Snarl, real name undisclosed. Is it Tobias? Is that?
Yeah, it's okay. Tobias. What to say? I work as a butcher and play RPGs in my free time. Doesn't write too much. I wrote something for the second issue of Night Yeast, and I joined these guys to help host OSR conventions. Started playing OSR about 2 years ago and fell madly in love with it.
Very cool. I love it. All right, and I'll do me in a second, but let's go to Amarix, who actually I don't remember her name also too. So go ahead and introduce everybody to me and to everybody else.
My name is Jörgen, or Jörgens in America. The soap brand is closest to my name. Well, at least I think I initiated this West Coast OSR by asking the wrong question on a forum, and then I met the other guys and we started with this thing. But I have played when I was quite young, and I picked it up again a couple of years ago with these two guys. I write some RPG material under the Random Rambling Press, my website. And I'm very excited to try this new OSR game.
Awesome. You guys know me. I'm at Tony Plus One Ex or at Plus One Exp or at Tony Vicinda across all social media platforms. We are a brand that multi-classes in beard and skincare alchemy, tabletop game design, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. We do play a lot of OSR and indie games on this channel. If you want to follow us or if you're watching us later on YouTube, we'd love to have you subscribe. We do a mix of actual play and then very short reviews. So a zine or higher length system will be like a 7-minute review, and then minimalist systems will be 1 to 2 minutes with about 15 seconds of totally unnecessary B-roll of us just taking a picture of a couple pieces of paper for like 15 seconds. It's great. And we're excited to play Down We Go. I love OSR stuff. I think a lot of people think OSR is very intimidating when actually it's very simple and straightforward, and that's one of the things about it. It puts the emphasis on player creativity and ingenuity more so than just really thick mechanics or character abilities. So I'm super excited to play this, but let's have our last streamer introduce themselves. Game designer, Marcus. Marcus, tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us a little bit about Down We Go and why you wanted to create it and what we're about to do.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Marcus, just like you said, and I've been playing RPGs since mid 80s, I would say. Started out with Swedish RPGs, Drakar och Demoner, and been playing ever since with no breaks, really. And I found the OSR genre about, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years, something like that. And I couldn't really get my head around it at first, but it seemed very appealing. And I tried to DM it, I tried to play it, and I read a lot of blogs, a lot of OSR game systems. And finally, I think I got my head around it. You'll be the judge of that after this session. But one thing that's been going around in my mind for quite some time is that I wanted a system. I know they're all pretty minimalist, but I wanted a system to be really minimalist. Something you could just pull out of your jacket and say, okay, a regular session got canceled for some reason. Someone didn't show up. So, hey, let's play this. And you should be up and going with characters and a complete dungeon adventure in about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to play. I'm looking forward to it. I love minimalist systems also too. I love OSR systems. Yeah, and I love you basically built what a lot of people might think of in like PBTA systems as like, you know, maybe an 1/8 of a page playbooks, very simple, very direct, which leaves plenty of space for fun role playing and interpretation of how things can work in the world. But the mechanics are all very, very clear. I love the way you put this together. I'm excited to see how it runs. So I'm going to hand things over to you. And if you know, when we're ready to take a break, we can take a break and then come back and play some more.
Okay, cool. So the system does not have a game world of any kind. I'm just thinking that the DM that wants to lead it puts it in his or her game world. So we're just going to say that this world is a huge medieval-ish fantasy city. It's the biggest city in the world, as far as you know. And you are all characters who, for some reason, are down on your luck and have no money, and you need money. So the basic premise of the whole game is just to go down a dungeon, hence the name, Down We Go, and try to get out with as much loot as you can. So the characters we have for tonight, who will be going down, is Umrix, Nadarin, Snarl, and Thrag. And by the way, did any of you pick the contacts ability under Sneaky?
Shit, no, I didn't. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Well, you've been hearing a rumor floating around in various seedy dockside taverns and everywhere around that one of the tombs in the big graveyard is supposedly haunted and filled with lots of loot. So we're just going to start you guys off at the graveyard. standing below a small hill with 2 small stone crypts on the top of the hill. And there's really nobody around since the place is supposedly haunted, and everything is a bit like vines are growing over stuff, and nobody really tends to this place anymore. So the 4 of you are basically standing in this very spooky, creepy graveyard. Sun is about to set, and on top of the hill, just maybe 30, 40 feet up, is 2 small stone crypts, and they each seem to have a door into them.
Have we gotten any specific information regarding whether this loot is in a tomb or the crypts?
What's the difference between a crypt and a tomb again?
Yeah, it
A
depends.
tomb is
Well-
like a tomb. I mean, tomb's actually a broader term. A crypt is usually like a family plot that you could actually like walk into and would have like a couple, like numerous people buried there, whereas a tomb would be like typically one person. You might be able to walk in. It might actually just be the hole in the ground could still be used. The word tomb could still apply to. So crypts are
All
usually
right.
bigger, more
Well-
Yeah,
ornate.
All right. Well, this is like I'm thinking two small stone buildings, like 2 small mausoleums, maybe a better word.
right.
So 2 entrances, and you all know that the crypt is somewhere below, like in this hill, maybe. So you're guessing the entrance is, up there somewhere.
We should go and investigate them.
Definitely.
Yeah. So as you get a bit closer, you notice there are actually 2 entrances. Like one building has 1 door, and about 10 feet away from that, there's another small stone building with another door.
Are the doors the same? Is it like wooden doors or stone doors or?
They are wooden doors, and they look the same. Yeah,
They're closed.
they are closed. Yes.
Are the
Are they?
are there like decoration? Like is there stone work?
Not a whole lot. Very clean design. Not a whole lot, but it has like a small plaque right over the door. You can't
Does it say?
really tell what it says from here. You have to walk closer.
Right. Yes, I will walk closer, as I also want to check out if these doors are locked.
So you wanna like touch the?
Shit.
I want to check out the plaque first.
Live. He's back.
Yes.
Yeah. It just there's a name on the plaque. It says von Liechtenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And this checks out with the rumors you've been hearing. This should be the place, the crypt. The von
Okay,
Liechtenstein
this is-
family, yeah.
Are
Right
there
then.
plaques on both doors?
There are, yes. Same, similar plaques on both doors.
So what do you reckon, guys? Right or left? Maybe we should
both
listen.
say von Liechtenstein?
I'm sorry?
Do they both have the same name on them?
Yep. Oh, and by the way, Katja, I didn't get back to you on the doors. They seem to be unlocked, actually.
Unlocked. Right. So I will go with the classic and listen. Put my ear to the door and listen if I can hear something inside there.
No, you can't. It's very silent. Yeah, you can't hear a thing, really.
I can hear a thing. Right. So, well,
Doesn't
I
sound so
suppose
haunted.
not yet.
It sounds very
Anyway.
haunted, yeah.
Right. Fine. As I do have the ability to remain unseen in the shadows, I will ask my friends to hold on and wait for a second while I investigate the inside. I will be hoping not to reveal myself if there should be anyone there.
I'm giving
right.
Nadrin a big thumb up.
So do you want to, there's not a whole lot of info right now before you open the door, but do you want to open the door to the left, little mausoleum thingamajig or the right one?
The right one. And I will, of course, check the door carefully for any traps that might trigger when I enter.
Yep. No, there is nothing triggered as you pull the handle down, and it's the hinges are a bit creaky. So you open the door. It's very dark down there, but you immediately feel that the air down here seems to be very, very moist. And it smells like a damp cellar or something.
Okay. So, can I at all see anything inside here, or is it too dark?
You see a couple of stone steps leading downwards, but the darkness just hides everything from like a couple of feet away. It's very dark down here.
So it's just a stair leading downwards, and that's it.
Yep.
Right. Okay, guys. This is it. It's a staircase. Should we head down?
I pull up one of the torches and start to work it with my flint and steel to try to light my torch before I go down.
Yep, no problem. You now have a flaming torch.
Yeah. Here we go. Some light.
I'll save mine then.
Yeah, me too. Then you, as the torch bearer, should go first. Then.
I look very skeptical. It's like, okay, I guess.
We got your back. We got your back.
Okay, nice guys. Thanks. I know what happened last time. So I go down to the first step of the stairs and like try to light my way down to see if there is something.
All right, so you step down a couple of steps, and you see that the stairs continue down for at least 10 or 15, maybe 20 feet further. But you think that you can see some kind of stone tiled floor down there at the end of the stairs.
I think I see the bottom, guys. I will head down and see. So I proceed down the stairs.
Does it look safe?
I guess.
Okay, does everyone follow Umrix downstairs?
Yeah, I follow.
Yep.
Cool.
You go last.
As you approach the end of the stairs, you all have this feeling that it's very damp down here, and you can, as you go down the stairs, you can hear the sound of like water dripping, and you get down to the end of the stairs, and a big room opens up. There are stone tiles on the floor, walls, and ceiling. It's actually pretty big. It's about 30 times 30 feet or something. So your torch illuminates kind of the whole room. You immediately see that there are, on your right side as you come down, there are some alcoves, is that the word? With sarcophagi in them, like lying down. 3 stone sarcophagi. And you also hear a sound from, like, the room. If you step into the room, it continues down on your right side, so you can't really see all of the room. And some kind of shuffling sound coming from down to your right.
Hey guys, I think something is moving down here.
We'll make it stop.
I don't think I'm the right guy for that one.
What does it sound like? Shuffling sound. Is it loud, or is it more discreet, or could it be rats, or is it something larger?
It sounds like it's larger than a rat. Like maybe someone moving around very slowly, shuffling their feet very slowly.
Exactly where are we standing? Are we still in by the foot of the stairs, or have we? Are we in the middle of the room?
No, I'm thinking Umrix just barely stepped into the room, and the rest of you are pretty close behind him. Would that be a correct assumption?
Yeah, covering
so.
in the stairs.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there any doors leading away from the room?
There is actually, as you look around a bit more, there is a corridor, like someone with what do you call them? Like
Pickaxe.
a pickaxe. Yes, thank you. Like someone with a pickaxe broke the wall down and dug a corridor right next to the sarcophagi, and you can't really see down on your right side as the room continues down, where the shuffling sounds are coming from. So there might be something there, but not that you can see just yet.
So the sounds come from the crack in the wall?
No.
Oh.
The crack in
From
the walls,
the-
is it in front of us? Or is it, what
Yeah,
side is
yeah.
it? And then are the sarcophagi, are they on like the sides? Are they in the middle, or how are they arranged?
They're all on the right side of the room.
They're all on the right side.
So when you're standing at the stair, when you look straight ahead, you have the broken down wall with the corridor. To the right is 3 sarcophagi, and further down to the right, where you can't see just yet, are the sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, and something fishy about that. I suggest that we don't ignore it.
I agree.
Or
I'll
it will just sneak up on us and, the rest.
Maybe we should flank it.
Yeah, I'll heft up my shield if somebody can give me some light and start moving that direction.
Towards the sounds?
Towards the sounds.
Yeah, I take up. I walk up on your right side there and heft my war mace, and like being ready. Hold my torch up high and the war mace in the other hand, ready for anything that comes out of the shadows.
I'm nervously gripping my staff with both hands, trembling.
I keep at the back with my bow ready. Distance weapons are great. So,
They are.
Yeah.
All right.
And this room is actually large enough to use a bow should it be needed. So, yeah. I'm behind you.
So Thrag, you like walk into the room and turn to the right to see where the room continues, and Umrix lights up with his torch. You immediately notice that the room continues down for a bit, and you see 4 humanoid shapes. They seem to be standing with their backs against you, and they just kind of like slowly like moving in place like this. They're not going anywhere. They're just standing in place, moving their feet. 4 of them, and behind them you see another tore down wall with a corridor continuing. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. They don't respond to the light from the torch, and they don't seem to respond to the noises you've been making.
I raise my
Well, this
voice and
starts- Yes.
I raise my voice and say, "Hey, you over there! What are you doing?"
Here.
Okay, I'm guessing you've all been kind of sneaky up to this point, but this
Well,
voice.
I'm still trying to be sneaky, mind you.
Okay.
She's sneaking
Just
behind
Umrix.
us.
Yeah.
Well, they all react to your words, and they all turn around, and you can see they look like desiccated corpses, zombies, basically. They're all dressed in kind of regal outfits, even if they are tattered, worn, and decaying. You can still see like this was probably the outfit of a wealthy person. Yeah, 4 of them. They turn around very slowly and just raise their hands and start walking towards you. They do not seem friendly at all.
I'm going to
Great.
cast smite on one of them,
Awesome.
or at least
And
make that
smite
attempt.
does 3 hits
Right.
against 1 unholy target. And yeah, this is definitely an unholy target. So it's an auto hit. Do you care which one? They all look about the same.
Just for simplicity and tracking sake, I'll start on the left. And so,
All right, cool. Thank you.
no problem.
So can you tell us what it looks like when your smite takes effect?
Yeah. So, I point my holy symbol at them, and mutter a prayer underneath my breath, and then all of a sudden a faint aura of light kind of surrounds me and then focuses down into the holy symbol and then comes out as a piercing arrow and hits this creature and it explodes. At least the
It
smite,
does actually.
the smite
It
does. Whether the
explodes,
creature
you
explodes
just-
or not,
oh.
yeah. But
It does explode. You completely obliterate it. This light just consume it, and one second it's standing there, and 1 second it's just a cloud of dust in the air. So it exists no more. You smite, you smut, you. Yeah,
smote.
your smite worked perfectly.
That's something
Yeah.
for anybody watching.
One
So
down,
so
3
all
to
of our
go.
abilities are automatic. Like they just happen when we say we use them. We only roll for combat and for saves in this system, just so anybody's watching knows. And
Yep.
and certain times it's auto success and it's level times a day. So I can smite twice a day or use my other abilities twice a day. Correct?
Yep,
'Cause I have
that is
2 in
correct.
holy. Okay, cool.
And I think we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative now, because that was kind of a surprise attack, but we're gonna roll initiative now. So just a simple D6. One of you guys roll.
6.
6, perfect. So that means you go first. Yeah, you go first. High is good.
Right.
All right, so guys, it's your turn, and on your turn, you get to do one thing.
Well, I fire an arrow at any of them. The one who was standing next to the one that Thrag smote.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll a D20 plus Bloodthirsty if you have any levels in that.
I don't.
So a simple D20.
Yeah, 16.
That is a hit.
Great.
And can you tell me what it looks like when your arrow kills this ghoul?
As I carefully have been aiming at its head, I can watch how the arrow practically splits its squishy skull in half. So there is brain splatters, some dark things that might be blood. I have no idea, but it doesn't look pretty anyway. So it staggers around for a half a step before collapsing on the floor.
Yes, exactly that. All right, so one more of them goes down. So, Snarl, what do you want to do?
I'll just back up to stand closer to the archer and then see what happens.
All right,
Mhm.
so you just move back a bit.
Yeah,
And,
very mighty of me.
Umrix, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I look over at Frag and I like, ooh, that's nice. Look at me. And then I try to do my mystical missile towards one of the targets.
All right, the missile.
It does 1 hit.
Cool. What does this missile look like? Is it green, blue? Is it an arrow, a lightning bolt? What is it?
Well, it's a stream like a Patronus spell. It's in the form of a pig, a pink pig that goes out from my hand. And since I need my hand to throw it, I need to put my war mace someplace. I put it in my armpit, and then I like to do the magical thingy with my fingers, and then I drop the war mace in the middle of it, and I try to reach down and take it, and then I accidentally fires off the missile towards the wrong target, but still hits some of them.
So a pink pig flies out of your hand?
Yeah, because the pig is the mystical creature that I like worship as a mystic.
Your totem animal. Awesome. All right. This pink pig just flies out and kind of runs in the air.
Does it make a sound?
Oink, oink.
Just hits this ghoul straight in the chest and kills him. He falls down. Evaporates him.
Death by pig.
Maybe swallows him.
Yeah, oh yeah. It grows while it flies, and then
Yep. All right, so just one of these ghouls are standing up. Thrag, what do you want to do?
I am gonna drop my holy symbol and pick up my mace. Did the one that Nadrin shot with the arrow, did it go down?
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah.
Dead. I'm gonna try to move and hit the one closest to me with my mace.
Yeah, you can just move up a couple of steps and hit it. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus any bloodthirsty level you have.
Nope. That's a 7.
No, there you miss it for some reason. Maybe while the pig is flying out of Umrik's hands, he moves the torch around, so the you don't hit it.
Okay.
You miss it. You swing in the air, and it's their turn. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that since Thrag did the last attack, I'm guessing you are closest to it. So he's gonna try to come at you. He raises his hand, and right before he tries to attack you, you notice he has pretty long claws, actually. Like when you get this close to him. So you can roll defense for me, d20 plus any eventual level in sneaky.
And any item, so like weapons, shields, anything in this system, they're all just set dressing unless the GM gives you some sort of mechanical benefit to them. So I have a shield, but I don't think it does anything. I did roll a 14.
Okay, you escape. He does not hit you. Maybe did you have a shield?
I do have a shield, yeah. So
yeah, so you just put your shield up, and his claws just claw away at your shield.
Okay, good thing I brought this shield.
It's you guys again. So it's you guys again. Right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I fire another arrow at the remaining one.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
And that's 16 again.
Yeah, that's another hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Do you split the skull again?
Yeah.
All right. So he falls down. 2 of them with split skulls, and one swallowed by a pink pig, and the first one just obliterated. Everything turns quiet in the room. No more movement. Nothing except your heavy breathing. Yeah, what do you guys want to do now? So you have 2 ways out of this room, and you have 3 sarcophagi and 2 ghoul bodies dressed in regal outfits.
Yeah, I want to examine the outfits a bit closer to see if there is anything I do recognize.
Well, they are very tattered and old. Seems like they've been down here for quite some time, very long time. They look old, kind of. I mean, the fashion itself is out of date, so to speak. So it looks like something a rich person would have been wearing very long way back.
Is it worth any gold, maybe for antiquarian or something?
Maybe. I'm not sure. It's very in very bad condition.
Are zombies a normal, like not like just walking down the street normal, but like are they a known capacity in this world, or like undead? I guess not zombies. Are undead a normal thing?
I'm gonna say I don't think any of you have. Maybe the holy character actually.
That's me. Yeah. So
maybe
like
that
was my question.
Undead,
would my character have an idea about what these things are? I think is what I'm trying to determine. And if the answer is I just decide that, that's okay. I'm just trying to ask the GM more so than a system question. Just as a GM, would my character know anything about the undead?
Not more than, I mean, you know that maybe dark magic exists.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think you've ever met a necromancer or something, but yeah,
totally reasonable. That's I think that's the level of knowledge I was looking for. So I'll say a quick prayer over these bodies, which has no mechanical effect, but I'll say it nonetheless. And then we should probably check inside of these if there's dark magic that's causing the dead to rise up, we probably shouldn't leave any stone unturned behind us.
So that's reasonable indeed. But it was 4 undead creatures, and how many sarcophagi? 3?
3, yes.
Right. We should indeed check out these sarcophagi just to make sure that we don't have any prizes stabbing us in the back when we leave.
Yep.
That's a great
Um,
idea.
Okay, so you all want to check out the sarcophagi?
I want to see if the
Yes.
zombies has any jewelry on them. Check their pockets, check their wrists, fingers, neck.
No, you cannot find any jewelry on them. As you come closer to the sarcophagi, you all notice that it seems like their lids have been removed at some point and then kind of sloppily put back. So it seems like someone already opened them. So it seems.
Are they wooden or of stone?
They are stone. And they are
Right.
not decorated in any way. They are just simple stone coffins with a lid on, human-sized.
Yeah.
Should
You
we
guys want to open them?
I think.
suppose that we do.
Yeah, I think we want to open them, but I also think it'd be a good idea if somebody was. Maybe we don't open them all the way. Maybe we like try to slide the top down a little bit so we can just see either the head or the feet. I guess since we won't have a perfect idea which one it is.
And only one at a time.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, so you start with one sarcophagi, you slide the lid down a bit to see what's in there. And you see a skeleton head, a skull attached to a skeleton. It seems to be a human skeleton lying in there and dressed in equally tattered and decayed rags as the ghouls you just fought down. But this skeleton, the outfit does not seem so regal as the last ones. Just seems like ordinary clothes.
Okay.
Right.
Filthy servants.
Maybe.
I'm gonna sprinkle some blessed salt over this thing, just to see what happens, and then say a quick prayer for it to stay at rest.
Apart from it feeling good, nothing really happens.
Cool.
Do we want to check out the complete interior of this sarcophagus to see if there is anything else, like, for example, valuable stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's why we came down here.
All right. So you want to slide the lid completely off? There is nothing else in here. It's just a skeleton dressed in old, tattered clothes.
Fine.
Nothing else is in here.
We should put back the lid and move over to the next one then.
Put the lid back.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You slide it back.
Who knows?
And it's pretty much the same in the other sarcophagi you check. Sarcophagus. Just a skeleton dressed in normal clothes. Old, decayed. Nothing of value in there.
I'll do the same blessing for each of the skeletons.
Yeah. Somewhere in another dimension, your god smiles.
Good. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't look like there's anything useful, but it also looks like there wasn't anything particularly harmful either, which is good to know.
Okay, so what do you want to do now?
So we have 2 exits on the north wall. Is that correct?
We have,
No, it actually. Let me paint you a picture and show you real quick.
we have one like straight across from the stairs, and then one to the right as we came in.
Yeah.
And both of them are made with pickaxes. Or
Yeah.
there were no natural, or rather, there were no real doors in here ever.
No.
Did we go into the
Interesting.
Did we go into the left or the right?
Kind of like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like this is where you entered.
Ah, yes.
These are the
Mhm.
alcoves. This is one path leading north, and this is the path you couldn't see when you stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
Did we go on the left or the right tomb?
The right one.
We went to the right one.
I'm beginning to suspect that I chose the wrong entrance. As okay, there are openings here, but they have been made afterwards, after the crypt was built. So
Maybe they
I
lead
don't know.
into another crypt
Probably that would be my guess.
where the rich people are buried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because these things, undead creatures, must have come from somewhere, and clearly not from this room. As well, we've already found the skeletons in the sarcophagus. The sarcophagi, sorry.
So what do we think? Are rich people buried to the north or to the right?
I mean, I would guess to the right.
Yeah, I'll go for that one.
Cool. I hope you guys
Cool.
are right.
I take the lead into the right opening since I have the torch still.
All right.
Right.
Cool. You take the lead. The rest of you guys follow, I guess.
Uh-huh.
This is a pretty narrow corridor. You could only walk one person at a time, one person at a time. And it's very like sloppily dug out, and it turns north again after about 10 feet. And in a minute or so, you notice that it opens up into a stone tiled. There is water on the floor right now. Like it seems to be coming from that room, pouring down into the corridor you are currently standing in.
Did we notice any lakes or rivers or anything like that on our way to here?
No, not really.
So I can like look in.
Okay, you want to light up the room to see what's in there?
Yeah, I walk up to it.
All room, you notice a corridor, stone corridor heading north and one heading east. No doors, just corridors, pretty wide. It's basically empty except for, like, it seems someone moved a sarcophagus and placed it in the middle of the room. And on top of it, you see about yay high, like a statuette of some kind. You can't really see what it resembles, but the water seems to be coming from this statuette, like pouring out of it down onto the floor.
Interesting.
Snarg, what do you... Snarl. Tharg, sorry. What do you make of it? It's some unholy shit here.
Oh yeah.
Do I?
Or is it magic?
Yeah. Do I get any sort of sense of evil in the room?
Yeah, I think you do. Not evil so much as unholy.
Okay, so
not necessarily evil, but definitely some kind of unholy stuff going on around the statue. Statuettes. Yeah.
There's something unholy about the statue.
What does it look like? You who are standing closer, may you see it? Get a proper view.
I walk into the room, like up to the sarcophagus.
I'll walk next to him.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Actually, the both of you can just feel the hairs at the back of your neck stand up. This is very unholy. It resembles a like a fat toad of some kind, but it looks kind of human. It's more erect than a toad or frog would be. It has a wide mouth with lots of teeth in it, and big ears, and like from the mouth, eyes, and ears is water pouring down.
Is it a stone statue?
It is stone, yes.
Stone, right? And it's placed upon a sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Is it like okay? In order to find out, I need to step closer as well, which I do. And can I see, without touching it, whether the statue is attached to the lid of the sarcophagus, or if it looks like rather than like someone has put it there.
It does not seem like it's attached to the sarcophagus. No, it has a little base below it, so clearly someone put it there.
Well, I have a distinct feeling that we ought to destroy this one.
Or sell it.
Well, do you want to carry it?
I
Be
have
my
a
guest.
pack.
Fine.
So I have
Okay. Well,
I want to actually take out the bottle of holy water I brought with me, or one of the bottles of holy water I brought with me,
Mhm.
and I want to pour it over the top of the toad and see what happens.
All right. So as soon as the water touches the stone of the statuette, it starts shaking, and the rest of you can't hear this, but Thrag, you can like hear someone screaming, very muffled and distant, like inside your head. It's not an actual sound, but you can hear it in your head. And the water seems to be like a faulty faucet. It starts spurting out randomly, and it starts shaking.
I pour my other vial of holy water
Awesome.
over the
No,
top
no,
of
you'll
it.
break it.
Well, it starts shaking even more, and as you continue to pour, all of a sudden it just cracks into 1,000 pieces and just falls down over the lid of the sarcophagus, and the water stops pouring.
I look sheepishly at Snarl.
Well, I guess we can eat some other week.
Yeah.
well, to be
Glue
honest,
it
I
back
don't think
together.
anyone would would want to buy this one in any way.
Better to eat another
Well,
week
it's
than to be
buy
eaten
everything.
today.
Hmm.
By the way, Jeremy Childry is watching. We're going to do a stream of his mothership setting on the 16th, but he says the hat with the elder symbol is sick. Just FYI.
Oh, cool. So
Did you say
glad he
Mothership?
recognized it.
Do what?
Cool. I love Mothership.
Yeah, he's got a in February he's got a Kickstarter coming up, which I don't actually know how to pronounce the name for, but I'm going to call it Grondak. Jeremy, if you're still watching, phonetically spell it in the chat for me. But it's a dying planet with gangs and mechs on it. He's writing a setting for that for Zine Quest 3. So on the 16th we'll be streaming that, but it'll also be like
Cool.
3 or 4 a.m. your time. So wake up early.
All right.
Or watch it later, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So where do you guys want to go now? What do you want to do? You have one wide corridor heading north and one heading east. You can also see that the east corridor ends in a wooden door.
Yeah,
we
and
hear
we
something
also
from the
have
corridors?
this sarcophagus in front of us.
I'm sorry, Katja?
Right? Or did the sarcophagus also break, or is it still intact?
The sarcophagus is still intact, just the statuette broke.
Yes. Should we check this one out as well, or just leave it and proceed?
I think we
we
should
check
check
it
it out.
Fine.
All right, you guys want to like slide it a bit open like you did last time and check
We
inside?
do our procedure.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Same procedure as last year. Skull, skeleton head, same as the other ones. Simple clothes.
That's disappointing.
Same process. Sprinkle salt, stay a blessing. Also, it's his mothership setting is pronounced Gordon Knack. And so, but yeah.
Gordnak.
If there's nothing in it, then I think we can keep moving.
I'm sorry, Tony. What was? I didn't catch the last part.
Oh, I said I think if there's nothing in the sarcophagus besides the guy, we can keep on moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Something
So
about wooden door.
yeah, the corridor to the east ends in a wooden door, and you can't really see where the northern corridor ends.
Hmm.
I want to walk up to the northern corridor and see if I can hear something coming from it.
You walk up. You don't have to walk very far to notice that it opens up into a bigger room. You can't hear anything from there, and you can't really see what's in the room from here. You'll have to walk closer.
So I call for Umrix. Umrix, I need your sharp eyes here. It's a big room, it's dark, and I can't hear anything.
You mean you need my torch, right?
Yes, and yes, only your torch and not your muscles or weapons or anything like that.
Or whatever.
Personality, or
I walk up to Snarl and hand him the torch. You go ahead.
Sure.
Wow.
Coward.
So I grab the torch.
pivotal moment right here.
Yeah, not trembling at all, and I'll walk in.
Okay. It's a rectangular room, and the entrance where you come in is like at the one of the short ends. You notice immediately a wide corridor down to your right that ends in a door. On the left wall, you see a dugout hole. Well, it actually looks like someone came from the other side into this room, because there is debris on the right next to the hole in the wall. And further up, a door on your left, and some more alcoves with sarcophagi. 4 of them, to be exact.
Cool. So guys, there are sarcophagi here.
Yeah, I before we examine them further, I would like to go back to that eastern door, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just see if I can hear anything from inside. Also, I want to check if the door is locked.
All right.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Before.
want to accompany Nadarin as she checks out the door in the eastern corridor?
No, obviously not. I'll do it
All right.
myself.
I think the question is,
Cowards.
I think the question is this: does she tell us she's doing this?
Yes.
Okay, you're not sneaking
have
off.
been,
I wanted to make sure.
No.
Mm.
I'll save my sneaking for other people. Right.
Yeah, the floor is wet here as well. Some of the water that poured down from the statuette seems to have ended up here. The door, you can immediately notice it like from the moist and the water, it's swelled up. It does not seem to be, you can't hear anything from in there. And it doesn't seem to be locked, but it seems to be like stuck in the frame since it's swelled up.
Yeah, as I am obviously alone here, I will not bother trying to open the door, as it would probably be time consuming. Instead, I follow up on the others and see what they are up to.
All right, then Thrag, where do you want to go?
I'm gonna go check the sarcophagi in the room. So I'll start moving towards the closest one.
You mean the northern room where Umrix and Snarl are standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. These sarcophagi are all closed. Like, it doesn't seem like the first sarcophagi you encountered, it seemed like they were already opened. These ones seem like they have not been opened.
How many are there?
4 of them.
Was the last one, the one with the toad on top? Was it opened before us, or was it still closed also?
It was still closed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder about the layout of this place. With the previous room only had one sarcophagus, and obviously it wasn't someone important or wealthy or anything like that. And so it's this up to this point, it seems a bit random, all of it. How they place our dead, that is.
Yeah.
Could be totally random, yeah.
if we don't,
do you want to open the sarcophagus?
if we don't see anything, I'd like to go through our normal sarcophagus opening procedure. If some people will come help me with that.
Yeah,
all right.
I'll help you with lighting.
I mean, I can do the heaving if somebody else does the potential stabbing of things that are alive or that are re-alived inside.
Well, I do have a dagger I can stab.
Yeah, I walk up in assistance with my war mace.
So we'll start to open it up.
One of you guys can go ahead and roll me a d6 and tell me tell me what it is. Low is bad, high is good.
Yeah, but this is a 4.
A 4, okay.
Yeah.
You managed to slide the lid off very silently, and another skeleton, just like the last ones, is lying in there. Pretty simple clothes.
They had a lot of servants.
Yes. All right, but you actually had me roll a die here, so this must mean something.
I'm gonna sprinkle some salt.
I don't know. I could be messing with you.
I'm gonna sprinkle some salt over it and some holy salt over it and say a prayer.
Yep.
Well, I was actually
your
going
god
to
smiles
suggest-
somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Katja.
No, I was just going to make a joke about salting the toad earlier, but it's we've passed that now.
Okay.
So it's a skeleton in simple clothes.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, this sarcophagus is empty besides the skeleton.
Is there anything unusual about this skeleton that I can tell from my position, or is it just like any other pile of bones that we have encountered this far?
You cannot notice anything peculiar about this skeleton, no.
Yes, still I have a bad feeling about this. What does Throg say? Does he have a feeling about something here? Does it feel unholy, Throg?
Do I have that same feeling of being disturbed as if something unholy is in this room?
You mean like you experienced with the statuettes? No.
Okay.
Nothing unholy seems to be setting off your alarms in here.
Yeah, nothing
Otherwise,
particular
maybe
makes me feel. Do I feel has been disturbed here?
No.
Yeah, and so
Not more than you're a holy grave robber.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like other than us, nothing here is.
No.
I'm just
Nothing
making sure
besides
these
that.
good souls are laid to rest and that their valuables are put to good use.
Yeah, that's your mission down here.
That's right. I think we should go ahead and check the other 3 just to make sure.
Yeah.
I think we should slide the lid on top of this one again.
Yep.
Help them off. I thought that was in the procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The procedure is open the lid a little bit, make sure we don't need to stab it, say a prayer and a blessing, check the entire thing, slide the lid back up, I think is procedure, right?
Maybe we should change the procedure and just like when it opens, we stab it and then we check.
Yeah, or torch it, or just
Stab
I don't know.
first.
It's Umbrix who has a mace. I've heard that you can actually get pretty well paid for bone meal.
So you mean we can sell these bones?
I mean, we could crush them, and you can
gotta
sell
grind 'em
the
up real
bone
good.
meal afterwards. Yeah.
One of
good-
you
it's
can
good
roll
for
me a
soup.
d6 again as you start to slide the second lid off.
I got it.
Yeah, it's not my turn.
I have 4.
Someone else.
I got a 4.
4?
Mhm.
Yep, cool. You slide it off. You notice another skeleton. Nothing special about it. Just dressed in normal clothes.
So next one.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Do these
I'll roll.
do these sarcophagus
And
look the
there
same?
we got a 1.
The same as the other ones. Yes, they do.
They look
They
the
are
same,
very
yeah.
simple. No fancy artwork or anything.
I rolled a 1.
A 1. All right. Some small pebble or something seems to be stuck between the lid and the actual sarcophagus, so it makes a very loud screeching noise as you start
Oh,
to
dear.
slide it down, even if you are careful. And you had a door right in this room.
We're doing a little mail call. I just got a whole bunch of stuff in the mail. So this is Artifact by Mousehole Press. That another game called Orbit that just came out, but it's a solo RPG where you're a magic item being wielded by different people. You define what your item is, and then you have some space between when you start and stop. There's actually if you go to the artifact.now.sh, you can there's a soundtrack you can play in the background. Pretty cool. So there's that, and then I got Chris Bissette's The Wretched. You're the last surviving crew member of the intergalactic salvage ship, The Wretched. Adrift between stars after an engine failure, your ship was attacked by a hostile alien life form. The crew are dead. You thought you had won. You launched the creature out of the airlock, and it should have meant safety, but it didn't. So this is another solo journaling RPG that you play with a deck of cards, a tumbling block tower, and a microphone. And it came with the wonderful Discovery of Witches, which is another solo journaling game. You play with a tarot card, 6-sided die, and a bag of tokens. So all that stuff just came in from the UK. And then I was rounding out my my collection of hacks. So I had just ordered from Lulu the white hack.
Oh, nice.
The blue hack. and not quite as well known rad hack.
Oh yeah.
So I just got all these in the mail when I went upstairs.
So
Great
more
games,
Swedes.
all of them.
Yeah.
Red hack and white hack were made by Swedes.
Yeah. And so, so anyways, all that stuff's in the mail. And then we're going to be doing the biggest thing is the ability. And actually, I was even thinking about it with this system. There's a lot of times where people have a module or something they want to run us through, and they're like, "What?" But they don't have a system attached to it. So this is so I can pick up any system. But even this feels like really solid. As far as like I could pick this up and run somebody through an OSR module with something like this and very quickly, right? And so
that was that was the idea. I was thinking about like putting out some rules for conversion from standard D&D retro clones. Like they always have hit dice, and I was thinking like in Down We Go we have a difficulty number, like how hard it is to hit them and how hard it is to avoid their attacks. And I was thinking like take the hit dice from the module and just add 8 or something. So like a 3 hit dice monster would be a difficulty 11, and Down We Go.
Cool. Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much the only conversion you have to make.
Yeah, I think something like that could be a blast. Go ahead.
Yeah, by the way, Marcus, I meant to ask previously, but I forgot. Does Down We Go have anything like critical success or critical failure, something like that?
It does, kind of. It says... actually, it doesn't. I deleted that on this version, but on an earlier version, and I'm going to have to add that again, I think, it said everything can be solved by either a d20 when you attack or save, player skill, a simple X in 6 roll, or just whatever other rule you have memorized from your favorite OSR system. So if you roll me a 1 or a 20, I'm going to just grab something from another system I have in my head.
Okay.
Cool. Marcus, we are live again, so whenever we want to hop back in, I know we were all waiting for that door to open. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the 4 of you have taken kind of a defensive position in this big room with sarcophagus, and you heard steps from the other side of the door as you made a sound opening one of the sarcophagus. The steps keep coming closer. You can hear there's quite a few of them, and they arrive at the door. You hear they start pounding at the door, and you hear voices, kind of like they sound almost, I don't know, wet maybe. Like someone was trying to speak with water in their mouth.
You say they are pounding at the door. It's obviously locked then.
It seems to be locked, yeah. Or they could be really stupid and doesn't realize it opens the other way. You don't know.
They have wet mouths, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably toads or something.
So you guys are just gonna wait and see what happens?
Yes,
Well, if
I'll
they-
hold my position.
Yeah, at first I think I'll hold my position. It depends on how long we're waiting, whether or not my character will get impatient or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, they
They
seem to
might
be.
also. Yeah, go ahead.
They seem to be trying to break the door down, and you can already see like it's starting to come off the hinges. So they're gonna have the door down pretty soon.
I think
I
it's
get ready to
we
cast
could
sleep.
also.
I'm sorry, Tobias.
I'm getting ready to cast sleep whenever it
Awesome.
opens.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, unless anyone want to do anything else, the door just breaks down from the hinges. It just flies out into the room, and Nadarin, you were actually pretty correct in your guess. It seems to be some kind of small, like half your size, toad creatures walking on all fours. Kind of resembles the statuette you noticed on the sarcophagus, the other room, the room you came from. Five of them, dressed in loincloths, and they all have spears. And as soon as they come in, they all take out some kind of flask or something and starts dipping their spears in the flasks.
Poison, I presume.
So I cast sleep.
We can actually roll initiative first. No, you know what? You were actually ready. You were waiting for them. So I'm going to give you guys a surprise round. So go ahead and cast sleep.
Yeah, I'm picking 2 targets
Yeah.
that will sleep 1 round.
2 targets that will sleep 1 round. All right. So maybe like the closest 2. They're all pretty close, but
Yeah.
2 in the middle. What does this spell look like? Does it look like anything? Is there any visual effect to it? You can decide.
Yeah, I think it's like sprinkles.
Awesome.
Like glitter bursts out from my staff and like snows down on the 2 first of them who falls into a slumber.
And maybe a little jingling kind of noise.
Yeah. Yes. Of
Okay,
course.
awesome. These 2 guys are completely covered in this glittering, sparkly thingy, and their eyes roll back, and they just drop their spears, their flasks, and just immediately falls down and starts snoring.
Sweet.
So what? Thrag, what do you want to do?
I want to. So we were in the middle of the sarcophagi. They came in on which wall did they come in through?
The west wall, the left wall.
I kind of want to move northwest behind that sarcophagi. And pull out my sling.
All right, you have a sling. That's awesome. Okay, so you move up to there and pull out your sling. That's your action. Cool. Nadarin, what do you want to do?
To shoot one of them. I will fire an arrow. How are they positioned?
They are right inside the door.
Okay, they are
Standing
standing
in kind
there.
of a huddle. Yeah, they're
Fine.
trying to dip their spear tips in these flasks they have.
Right, I will fire at the one who stands in front of the others, obviously.
Cool, go ahead and roll me a d20.
19.
Yeah, that's a hit. That is a hit. You hit him kind of in the chest area, like shoulder chest area, and he screams something in a language you do not understand. But he doesn't go down. So he's standing there right now. He drops his spear and his flask, and an arrow sticking out of his shoulder and screaming in some weird language.
I should have poisoned my arrows.
So, Umrix, what do you want to do?
Can I reach them and in this action and attack, or are they too far?
No, you're kind of in melee range. Yeah, you can move up and attack. That's okay.
Okay, so I take a quick couple of big strides, and then I lift my war mace in like a backswing of a golf club, and then I like try to hit the closest one, like hitting a golf ball like Tiger Woods. And
Cool.
I accidentally hit the floor in my way down since I missed, and it caught me off balance. It's like I slip.
What did you roll?
A 6.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah. Definitely. So I like hit the floor in my downswing and like slip on the floor as well.
Okay, so you actually end up prone or something?
No, just off balance.
Okay.
Why
cool.
are you doing this to yourself?
I try to be
all
more
right.
than I am. Yep.
So it's their turn. One of them has an arrow in his shoulder, screaming. He's not gonna act. Well, his action is gonna be to try to pull the arrow out. But the other two are moving up to attack. It seems like they, whatever they did with the flask and the spear tip, they seem done with that. So they're gonna throw a spear. And since there are 4 of you, go ahead and roll me a d6 each and tell me your number. And the 2 highest ones are gonna get a spear thrown
5.
at them.
3.
6.
5.
What do you say?
A d6.
Yeah, 4.
So 4, 5. Thrag, what did you roll?
3.
1.
3.
3.
Okay, and Umrix?
6.
Okay, so Umrix and Tobias can roll me a defense roll. D20 plus sneaky.
Yep.
19.
12.
They miss.
Uh-huh.
The spears just like in slow motion, like you matrix out of the way, and the spear just sails over you, and you notice like small drips of something dripping down as they pass over you and hit the wall behind you. Cool.
They
so
are unarmed now.
Yes, they are, unless they have some hidden weapon or something. I don't know. But the spears are thrown, and it's your turn again to act.
Yeah, I'll just fire again.
Cool. Go ahead and roll. Are you aiming at anyone particular?
Yeah, I'll keep working on the guy who already has an arrow in him, and I rolled a 15.
Yep, that is a hit. And where does this arrow hit? It's going to kill him, so you describe how he dies.
Yeah, I really have this fondness of shooting people and stuff in the head. So I will aim for right between his eyes, which I suppose are on each side of his head.
They are?
Yes, and we will not have quite the same squishy experience as with the ghouls. However, he makes a funny face, or rather movement with his eyes, who draw inwards as he's trying to grasp the concept of where he's been hit before he just falls down with his tongue sticking out of his mouth.
Awesome.
Quite a long tongue as well.
Yeah, all right. So he's lying on his ground, tongue hanging out. Awesome, he's down.
Good.
Umrix, let's go to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, since I'm slightly off balance from my hitting the floor, I lurch forward towards the one I tried to hit earlier, and then I like sweeping him down with my mace.
Mm-hmm.
And I make 19 plus 1, 20.
Yep,
hit.
that's the hit.
Nice.
And you only do 1 hit of damage, right? You don't have any ability or something?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, so you hit him like right in the chest also, I would say. But he's still standing. He's hurt, obviously. He screams something, and he staggers back a couple of steps, but he's still standing.
I want to.
Snarl.
Oh, Snarl.
Okay, Thrag.
No, go ahead, Snarl.
So I'll use my the only ranged weapon I have, which is Umrik's torch, and I'll throw it at one of them.
That's awesome. Go ahead and roll a d20.
11.
11. That is a hit, actually. Which one did you throw it at?
One of them.
All right. Cool. He is. You go ahead and roll me a d6. Tell me if it's 1 to 4. Then he's set on fire.
4.
Oh yeah, he is burning. He had some kind of
Yes.
I don't know. His loincloth is burning.
Oh, cool.
That's the only thing he's wearing. So he drops everything and starts screaming, flailing his arms, running around. Yeah, that was all. No, Thrag. Go ahead.
I want to release my sling and hit the one that was next to Umrik's.
All right, cool. So you can roll a d20.
And I tried to pull my sling around, and it catches on the edge of my foot, and I have to untangle it this turn.
All right.
I rolled a 4, and so
Yeah. Yep. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So it's their turn. And the 2 toad folk you put to sleep, Snarl, are waking up. And they pretty quickly get to their feet, grab their spears, but they don't have time to throw them this round. But they get up and get ready for fight next round. And the one burning he dies this round. He only had 1 hit left. So he runs away the corridor they came from, and you can hear him screaming, and you see it burning down the corridor.
So there are 3 of them left now.
Yes, and 1 is hit, and he's going to try to hit, let's see. Umrix, would it be reasonable to say that you are the closest one right now?
Yes, of course.
All right, so go ahead and roll me a defense roll.
A 12.
Yep, he tries to starts pounding at you with his fists, but you can just very easily fend him off, like a small child or something.
Get away.
The hand on the forehead is pushing him away.
Oh, how cute. Okay, so it's you guys again.
Are any of the spears that they threw but failed to hit, I think, Umrix and the Snarl, are they anywhere nearby me?
Let's see. You're up there. No, they're on the other side of the. I mean, you could move up to them, but then that would be your action. They're on the. You're standing on one side, and the spears are lying on the floor on the other side of the room.
Right, another arrow then. And I think I'll fire at one of the newly awakened. The one,
Sure.
Any of them, right? Really.
Yep.
17.
That is a hit. And where does the arrow hit him? He's still standing.
He's still standing.
You can decide where it is.
Does he have a throat? I mean, being a toad and everything.
I don't know, hidden somewhere beneath all the blubber.
just below the head here. About.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he has an arrow sticking out of his toad throat, flailing his arms, screaming.
Good.
Upset. Yeah.
Like they do.
Indeed.
So Thrag, what do you want to do?
After I've disentangled my sling from my foot, I'm gonna try one more time. I know that we had the 2 guys who just stood up, one guy with a sword out of his throat, and then we have. Is that it? Or not
Yeah, that's it. 3 guys.
Okay. So the one with the arrow in his throat is the one I'm gonna try to hit with the sling. I rolled a 4 again. Never mind. I didn't. I when I was trying to untangle it from my other foot, from one foot, I didn't realize I had stepped the other foot on top of the other end of it. And
All right, so yeah, that's your action. Snarl.
Oh yeah, that's me. Sorry. I'll pick up. There should be a spear like right behind me, right?
Yeah,
Is it intact?
go ahead and roll me a d6. 50-50.
I shouldn't have said anything. So I forgot to decide who's which, but low is bad. So 1, 2, 3 is bad.
Okay.
And I rolled a 3.
Okay, it's broken.
Can I grab the spear tip?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Yeah, so if I can, I want to throw it this round, but otherwise I'll hold on to it.
Since the spear was lying right next to you, you can throw it. Go ahead and throw it.
Yeah, so I pick up the spear tip and like, throw it across the room.
Yep. Hail Mary.
17.
That is a hit. Did you tell me which one you were throwing it at?
No. So 1d3 of them.
Go ahead and roll.
So the second one.
Okay, this is the guy that has not been hit. So he now has like a spear tip sticking out. But since this spear tip is actually poisoned, he just, as soon as he realizes that, like, first like, oh shit, I was hit, and then like, oh, it's the fucking spear. Oh, sorry for cursing. It's the spear tip. And he just falls down. Foam starts coming out of his mouth, and he dies. He dies, afraid.
Remind us not to get hit by those things.
So Umrix, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I have this fellow like flailing away at my face, and I like to push him off me with the mace, like try to hit him. He's like fairly close to me, so I take a swing at his head. And 13.
That is a hit.
Oh, nice.
He dies. From massive trauma to the head.
And then I have cleave, like a bloodthirsty ability.
That's awesome. So you can get another attack.
Yeah, so I go into a frenzy and scream oink oink, and then I run towards the next toad guy with my mace over my head, like all bloodshot eyes and screaming. I run past him and miss him on a 9, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You got too excited.
Yes, way too excited.
Henceforth refer to Umrix as Piggy.
Yeah.
Piggy, yeah.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
So that's all of you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And could someone roll me a d6? I'm going to see if this guy stands and fights or if he runs away.
I rolled a 5.
5, so he stays. No, the 5 high is good. So good for you. No, he runs away. He runs down the corridor towards his burning friend, back to the room he came from, screaming in some weird language, flailing his arms. So it's your turn. You see him running away down the corridor.
Should we follow him?
I'm in a position where I can actually fire at him. We don't want him to alarm the rest of his friends, should there be more.
Umrix, stay in your frenzy.
Since he basically ran past me through the door, and I like, way, and then I ran after him, like screaming, wailing my mace over my head.
Okay, cool. So you run after him.
Yes.
What about Thrag and Snarl? What do you want to do?
I want to see this, so I'll follow him.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some salt in the quick blessing at that skeleton, at that partially opened sarcophagus, and then follow.
Okay.
So did I get a shot or not?
No, sorry, you did not. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can't fire.
No.
Oh, fine. well.
Do you want to follow as well, or stay where you are? Or...
I think I'll follow.
Hmm? Okay, so basically everyone follows with the mace-wielding Umrix at the top. And
Screaming too.
Yep.
What?
Screaming too.
Yeah,
No.
screaming.
Screaming, oink, 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 oink.
Yep,
So
definitely.
you run past this burning toad person lying in the middle, and you see the corridor. It's a pretty long corridor, but it ends in a room, and the toad person immediately turns to the right and seems to be going up some stairs.
Up some
You
stairs.
want to keep following him?
Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah.
I will hold for now.
Yeah, me too.
I will go with the party.
Which
Okay.
part of the party?
The majority seems to be staying in this room and not go up the stairs.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we've got one person running up the stairs and 2 people staying put.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'll follow after Piggy and make
Yeah.
sure he doesn't get lost or hurt.
It
Well, that's
happened
sweet.
before.
Not exactly.
Umrix, are you still holding a torch, by the way, or did you give it to someone?
No,
It
no.
was
Snarl.
yeah, it was a
had
ranged
Snarl has the
weapon,
torch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
threw
Threw
it
it
away.
away.
Ungrateful person.
but I
It-
have
it-
another one, my own.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
seem to
also.
be. It doesn't seem to be a very long flight of stairs. You kind of see him stopping, maybe 10 feet ahead of you, and he starts pounding at a wooden door.
Oh,
So
I
he's
see.
basically just standing there pounding at the door with his back turned against you.
I sink my mace into his back head. Like,
You don't even have to roll for that. You kill this poor creature trying to escape.
I got you.
You did. All
Are we
right.
the
So
bad guys?
he slides down the stairs and eventually ends up in the room where the rest of you guys are standing.
When Frag
Uh,
comes up to the door, or me, I'm like panting my lungs out and like leaning against the door from the sprint. It's like, oh my god.
I'll pat him on his back.
Like
These
they're,
creatures a bit weird. First, they are hiding inside a locked room. They could obviously not get to us if they hadn't broken the door down. Now this guy tried to pound on the door up the stairs, probably in order to make someone on the other side open it up for him. What's their deal anyway? That's what I want to know. But we
With their
should
prisoners.
might be, but we should search this room, if nothing else.
Mhm. All right. It's a pretty small room. It seems to be like there's some stone benches on the sides and some murals actually, old murals. But if you shine the torch on them, you can make out that it seems to be like royal persons, noblemen, noblewomen, like in everyday situations, like a noble man strolling through his garden, a noble woman playing some kind of racket sport with her children, just everyday noble person's scenes.
Do
Quite
their
exotic.
clothes look like anything we saw on the ghouls upstairs? Or in the other room, I mean.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
The clothing, their clothes, are they any similar to what we saw?
They actually are, now that you think of it. The colors seem to match, and the golden trim on one of them seemed to match what you saw in the first room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, guys, if we're going to go upstairs, we could probably expect some more toads or other things, I suppose.
Are there any other exits in this room?
No, just the corridor you came from and the stairs up to this door.
I want
But we do-
to examine the murals closer. Like, see if I can feel any ridges in the walls, or
Mhm.
I'm looking for secret doors.
How much time do you want to spend with this?
Until the other guys get tired of me.
All right. Well, there there doesn't seem to be anything hidden or secret when you're touching and looking. Seems to be an
By the way,
ordinary.
I want to remind everyone about the room we ignored in order to get here. Anyone want to follow back and try to open that door?
Yeah, there are actually two passages you did not explore.
Yeah.
The first one with the wet door that you examined, Nadarin. And then in this last sarcophagus room where the fight took place, you also had a corridor ending in a door.
And also
mean-
the excavated area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first.
Oh,
room,
yeah,
Yes. Yes, as we are, after all, looking for loot and riches, we should perhaps not ignore anything, right?
Yeah,
Correct,
we should
yeah.
probably backtrack. Yeah.
Let's go then.
So where do you want to backtrack?
Um,
Back to the fight room first?
I would say the fight room. Let's go ahead and check the last two sarcophagi. I think we only got through two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go
All right.
through the procedure.
Yeah, the procedure reveals pretty much the same thing as the other sarcophagus. Just a skeleton, simple clothes.
And how many spears were there that were left available?
Oh, the bottle.
I was going to ask that next. Yeah.
4 spears. Go ahead and roll me a d6. See if anyone is they are intact.
6.
6. Okay, so you have 4 intact spears. All of them. 4 intact spears.
Sweet.
And the bottle of poison, is it still there?
Yeah, one of them is broken maybe, but they seem to be empty though. Maybe
All of
they
them.
emptied them. Yeah.
Right, okay.
But you're saying there's empty bottles, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to grab one of the empty bottles.
Okay, cool. You now have an empty bottle in your inventory.
Oh, by the way, Thrag, do you have the ability to actually bless water and make holy water out of ordinary water?
That's what I was about to.
Right.
That's 100% why I was
All right.
grabbing an empty bottle.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I figured when we
I
backtracked to
suppose
that,
you have.
yeah, when we backtracked to that other room, I figured I would refill with some of the water that's in there and bless it.
I have wine. Maybe you can make it holy.
Ooh.
So where do you guys want to go?
Did you say there were any doors in here?
In the fight room, yes, you have the corridor that it seemed like someone dug their way into this room where the fight took place. And then you have another wide corridor on the opposite wall, ending in a door.
I suggest we backtrack to the water damaged door I found earlier.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so past the room with the broken statuette.
Yeah.
And up to that door, yeah. It's still there. It doesn't seem to be locked, but it's stuck in place in the frame due to the water, moist, making it swell up.
But there's no water actually leaking out from it.
No, it seems to be the water leaking from the fountain, from the statuette, going down this corridor.
Okay, it's sloping downwards, and
Slightly, yeah.
We could always try to break it.
Sure, you could try.
We can.
Do you want to break it?
While they're deciding that, I'm going to look for a couple of places where the water has pooled up, and fill that empty container and the other 2 empty containers I have with water and bless them.
You want to bless them? Okay, sure. Let's see if your god is in the mood for blessing some water. So go ahead and roll a d6. 50-50. High is good.
I've been making a lot of skeletons not evil lately. I'm just gonna go ahead and point that out. I rolled a 3.
Okay, so no, he or she doesn't seem to be listening. So, but you have some water bottles
Okay.
if you get thirsty.
Is this door? Can I tell from the position of the hinges whether it opens outwards or inwards?
That is a good question. Let's say it opens outwards towards you, where you're standing.
Okay. I'll try to pull it open then.
Hmm? I mean, sure, you can get it open if you just spend some time and maybe someone helps you. It's gonna make a bit of a noise, but unless there's a problem with that, you get it open.
What do you think? Do we have a problem with noise? We generally do, I suppose, but you decide.
I feel like
Should we do this?
we've already been pretty noisy in this area. I think we're okay.
Okay, let's do it then.
Hmm? Okay,
3.
you get the door open. And pretty small room. Stone tiles, floor on the floor and on the walls and the ceiling. You have 4 sarcophagi in here, but unlike the rest of the ones you've encountered, these ones are standing up, and their lid is made of glass, so you can see who is in the sarcophagus. And all 4 of them contain a skeleton dressed like a court jester, like a funny hat with bells on it and funny shoes and very colorful clothes. All 4 of them.
These
Now,
come to life. I'm running.
You can
This-
also, behind one of the sarcophagi, you can hear like almost like someone sobbing or maybe crying, very softly.
behind.
Frag,
Behind
get
one
your,
of
get
them.
your salt.
Yeah. First, I want to. What does Thrag feel? Anything unholy in here?
Do I feel anything unholy in here?
No, you do not feel anything unholy in here.
No.
But the sobbing sound, however, from behind one of the sarcophagi, you say.
Yeah, they are
Uh,
standing up in small alcoves, but they're not pushed all the way to the wall. So there seems to be some space behind them.
All right. I shall be so bold that I actually try to get a peek of who might be crying.
All right, you want to sneak a peek behind the sarcophagus? No problem. You see like part of one of the toad folks you encountered earlier. Seems to be one of them, but he doesn't seem to have a spear or any weapon of any kind. Holding his hands up to his face, and he seems to be crying, but he seems to be like not wanting to show he's crying.
Well, this was different. We can obviously not communicate with them, can we? In a language that they will understand. We certainly can't understand them.
Well, the other ones were shouting in a language you did not understand, but
Try croaking.
Rivet. No, I wouldn't even know what that means. Anyway, of course, I tell the others that here's it's a crying frog person, Toad. Seems a bit off. Probably he, she, it was locked in here. The door was unopened, and so what do you think we should do with him?
Oh, we can ask. He or she if she knows where the rich people are buried.
Okay, I'll try asking that.
just with your normal words, or do you want to do a mime, or how do you communicate?
First of all, I don't want to startle this frog, Toad. Has he, she, it become aware of our presence? I suppose it has.
If it has, it hasn't shown any signs of it.
Right. What happens if I I gently poke its arm or front
don't know.
leg or whatever.
There's only one way to find out.
Yes, I'm finding out.
Okay. First of all, you notice it's very soft, wet, sticky, scaly. However, a toad feels like. He shies away from your touch, and he looks up at you, and you can see he's been crying. He has tears running down his cheeks, and he seems. I mean, even if it's not a human face, you can instantly tell that he's afraid and scared and sad. But he kind of shies away from you, like and he says something. You can't
Show
understand.
him my hands to show that I'm currently unarmed, and give small smile. I try to make an encouraging face rather than looking worried or angry or something like that.
All right. He looks up at you. He starts wiping away his tears, and he stands up and takes a step closer with his hands by his sides. He doesn't seem threatening at all.
I'm gonna drink a little bit out of one of the water bottles I brought with me, not one of the ones I filled from the evil toad water, and then just to show them that it's safe, and then offer them the bottle of water.
Oh, sweet. He looks very hesitant at first, but then he reaches out and grabs the bottle from you and starts drinking. Very quickly, he gulps it all down.
Okay, if you want to ask him where the rich people are buried, I think we should. Darn it, his friends are all lying dead outside.
Maybe it wasn't his friends.
Maybe it wasn't his friends. Perhaps we could sneak him past them, because I'm thinking of taking him back to the room with the murals, so that I can point and in some way try to communicate where are these people.
I pull out I pull out my holy symbol, which I imagine is metallic and shiny, and maybe has some very low level semi-precious stones in it, and maybe a couple of coins, and kind of position them in my hand and like show them the shiny stuff, basically. And
all right. So he looks at your hand, and like his eyes open up a bit, and he looks at all of you, like sizing you up as a group, and then he just points down a corridor. Did I mention there was a corridor from this room?
Nope.
No, you didn't.
Well, there is. Very narrow corridor, like one person at a time. So he just points down that corridor.
Is it an actually built corridor, or is it like a pickaxe? Like
no, it's a built corridor.
All right, fine. Well, okay. So we have the shiny stuff down the corridor.
At least according to him or her.
Thank you, Frogman.
Are these jesters well maintained? Like, do they appear to be fresher or better preserved than the other skeletons or bodies we've seen so far?
They are old, but they seem to be better preserved than the rest of the corpses you've encountered down here. Yes,
but
the clothes are in better shape.
There are full skeletons, though.
Yeah.
Do they have any jewelry or any valuables on them? Because
it
was a glass lid.
It's a glass lid, so you can see everything. No, they don't seem to have anything of value on them.
Can I open a glass lid?
You can certainly try. No, it doesn't. It's no problem. It just, I'm guessing it has some hinges on one side, so maybe you can just like flip it open.
Yeah, sure.
The toad person, by the way, when you start taking an interest in the sarcophagi, he just starts walking away the same way you came into this room, down that wet corridor.
Any
So,
specific look on his face? Does he seem scared, or is he in a hurry? What's
No,
going on?
he just strolls down that corridor.
It's just
We're-
walking.
Not in a
Weird little
hurry,
guy.
not scared. The glass door swings open, the glass lid, and a whiff of decomposing flesh. I don't know, some kind of nasty stench whiffs against you.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I live for.
Really.
I'll pull the skeleton out and see if there's any valuables in there.
He actually seems to be attached to the back of the sarcophagus.
Oh, I'll rip.
Yeah, the bones all come apart, the skeleton falls apart.
Shoot.
It seems that some of the like shoulders, hips, knees maybe were attached to the back. Someone went out of their way to keep them in this position visible.
Wait, what? With nails or what?
I don't know, maybe some kind of
Like wire.
Hooks or
some kind of
Two.
wiring, yeah.
But well, I the further we get into this, the more I think that this family is utterly weird. Why put their jesters on display like this? And for whom?
if I had dead jesters, I would put them up on display.
Of
Yes,
course,
but
we all would.
but that's you, and that's the rest of you, I suppose. but it is it's a crypt, gods darn it! It's not a museum. Why are they on display?
Because they're funny.
Well, the funniest part here was when you actually ripped that poor sod to shreds and spilled bones all over the floor. That was funny. These jesters.
I kind of
so funny
made a
anymore.
mess, didn't I?
Yeah.
You did.
Yes,
you
you
did.
did.
And you didn't
I'm
find
sorry.
any valuables to show for it either.
I'm sorry, Thrag.
Actually, Snarl, go ahead and roll me a d6,
Oh no.
because of the noise you made when you
I
ripped.
rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. This is no good.
No,
Um,
darn.
you all hear down that corridor that the toad person was pointing to, which is north, by the way. You hear something big moving in that room.
Shoot.
Well, good news.
Just
It's a
as,
small.
just
It's a
as soon
small
as the
narrow
skeleton falls to
corridor.
the ground.
How large is the corridor? Height, width, stuff.
Like one person wide, and I don't know, 7-8 feet high, maybe.
All right. Not too large. In other
Not
words.
too large, no.
Yeah. Fine. So something big. How
Yeah.
big do we think it is?
Seems bigger. I don't know. That's hard to say. It seems big. It seems bigger than a person.
Bigger than
Okay.
corridor.
Maybe. Unless they are good at squeezing down corridors.
Monsters always are.
Mm,
Sometimes
Or
they don't
take
even have
your
bones.
torch and light.
too bad we don't have any explosives.
I'm gonna salt.
But
Okay.
torch. I thought someone said something about torch. Was it Umrix?
I think.
Yeah, what did you say,
yeah.
Ulrich?
Umrix did.
Yeah, Snarl, light up the corridor. Go down with your torch and look.
Why do I have to go first? You can borrow my torch if you want to.
No, now it's your turn. Please be my guest.
Okay, I'll
I cover your back, right?
bring out my torch and I'll walk into the corridor.
All right, cool.
Wait a minute. We haven't heard anything until the large thing started moving. Nothing. No sound from the toad person. Nothing like that.
The toad person is not there anymore.
They walked
Okay.
off. Yeah.
Okay, you walk down the corridor, Snarl.
I move after him.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I salt these 4 corpses first, and then move down the corridor.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, I will hold my position once again. Not so much because of anything else that, but the fact that there was this last toad person that we killed, who actually was pounding on the door. I want to keep. I want to watch our backs, and I will follow eventually. But for now, I'm standing there and looking the other way.
All right. Cool. You notice the sounds from the door are coming closer and closer, and you're walking up to the corridor. You're maybe 10 feet away from the door right now, and you notice the handle is opening. It's moving down, and the door is opening.
Which one door now again?
Do I see this?
Yeah, you see this.
Oh shit! So
Because you're up front, right?
Yeah. I'll turn around and it's like, move back.
Oh wait, we have to watch. What is it?
No. It's coming inside. We need to go back now, please.
I don't know. I'm pretty curious.
I want to try to crawl beneath Umrix's legs.
Yeah. No problem. And as soon as you're down on all fours and made it past his legs, between his legs, and get up on the other side, Umrix, you notice the door opening. You see the door opening, and a large shape takes up the whole opening, and it seems to be a snake of some kind. You see glistening scales. You see 2 glowing red eyes, and it has a human face. Where there should be a snake face, there's a human face, that of a woman with long black hair flowing down. And she immediately sees you and just hisses some kind of snake noise. You see a tongue moving very quickly, and she starts moving down the corridor towards you. And we can roll for initiative in this narrow corridor.
Shall I also do it? I'm still in the room.
Not just one of you. One roll for the entire group.
Umrix, you got it?
4.
4.
4.
That means you go first.
I rush forward with my mace and try to sink it into her face.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll. D20 plus bloodthirsty.
Oh yeah, 3.
3.
Yes.
Since the corridor is very narrow, I'm guessing you maybe hit the wall or something.
Again, yeah. That's my modus operandum.
So Snarl, what do you want to do? You're right behind him.
Yeah, can I put it to sleep from my position, or will I hit Umrix?
No, you can put it to sleep.
So I'll put it to sleep for 2 rounds.
Cool.
Target sleep level rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could use both my abilities 2 times per day, right?
Yes, that is correct. So this, was it sparkling glitter?
Yeah.
Okay, and it covers this snake.
I'm aiming my staff like a rifle.
Awesome. The sparkling glitter shoots out of the staff and completely covers the front portion of this snake creature. And the tongue starts moving about slower and slower, and eventually just a and she slides down she completely fills out this narrow corridor, and she falls down and just ends up on the floor sleeping. You can see her breathing still, this large shape. So she is sleeping.
Now we start whacking.
Yeah, I whack away at her head.
You don't have to roll for that. You just hit her. Cool. You start pounding away. It seems like the scales are pretty thick, so you start pounding away. And you are actually the only one who can reach her in this narrow corridor. Do you want to just keep pounding?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, her head doesn't have scales, right?
No, it doesn't. That's right.
Also, we know that Umrix's aim is a little bit off.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen one single thing of what's been going on, but as I hear that things seems to have calmed down a bit in the corridor, I will join the others and see how much I can see from my view in the back.
All right. Well, you can just like peek up over their shoulder or something and see this snake thing on the ground further up, and Umrix is hacking away. And after the second time you hit her head, she wakes up.
Does
Dear God.
does she feel unholy to me?
Yes, she does.
Can I cast Smite since from where I'm at?
Cool. And that's, oh my god, that's 3 hits actually.
Yeah.
Okay, this holy light of yours, was it an arrow? Did you
Yeah, so
describe it
it
as
lights
an arrow?
up, it channels through my symbol, then it shoots out like an arrow that explodes on contact.
Cool. You hit her maybe like as she raises her head and opens her mouth and gets ready to do something.
Goes right
This
in.
shining holy arrow hits her straight in the mouth, and her head explodes. And
Well
she
done.
falls down, and behind her in the other room, you can see her tail just wiggling about like frenzy and eventually just falling still on the ground.
That's not what I meant. But that's fine.
Seems like she is dead.
Good work.
Yay!
Good work.
Yeah. I look back at Frag and like in a like, you stole my kill, dude.
Yeah,
What
kill
you
steal.
doing?
You loosened her up for me?
Nice.
Getting quite impatient here in the back, so I try to ask you to move forward into the room so that we can all get a good look on what's in there.
Can we move over her? Like, is she collapsed to the floor?
Yeah, she's collapsed to the floor. You can move over her.
I
All
guess
right.
I'm covered in blood and things from the
Some
exploding head.
green slime and whatnot.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Unholy
Now I
stuff.
recognize you, Umrix.
Oh, yeah. This is like one time. Yeah, you know what I mean.
By the way,
hmm?
her scales.
Yes, we'll sell them.
Would they be fit for armor, for example?
But of course.
Can
That's what
we?
monster scales are for.
Yes, could we remove a bunch of our desire and stash them away, perhaps?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
I'm thinking that maybe we could wrap it up here, because you're in the last room actually, and you killed the boss.
Oh, that was the boss.
Yes, this was the boss.
Okay.
And
Can
the
we
loot,
loot everything?
the loot you seek is in this room behind you, in the matriarch's sarcophagus.
So she's a matriarch, or is it there? No. Who is the matriarch? Can we at least find out that and find out what the loot is?
Well, this room you end up in, this room where the snake creature was, contains 4 sarcophagus. 2 small ones, seemingly for children maybe, and 2 large ones. And they are all empty. Lid is open and they are empty. You can actually go ahead and roll me a d6, because in Down We Go, this system, it doesn't specify like exactly what the loot is. It doesn't say 600 gold pieces, 4 large gems and 2 small gems. It just says the loot has 3 sizes, like small, medium, or big. And it's measured on how much fun you can have in the big city when you return it back to the big city. So go ahead and roll me a d6 and we'll see how much loot you get away with.
And it is a 6.
It's a 6?
Yes.
Okay, so the description for this largest loot size is, I
Oh, it's
said I
largest.
want the flamingos to serve gilded canopies. So that level of party you guys throw when you get back to the city.
Excellent.
Great.
Wonderful.
Oh, you said that the sarcophagi were all empty. Were this thus the origin of the ghouls, their burial place?
Yes, and I think I forgot to mention that 2 of them, they should have been smaller, 2 of them. I don't think I mentioned that.
We killed him too
So
quick.
these 4 sarcophagus are the original ghouls you encountered.
Cool.
That was a blast.
Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we have a little feature that we do on all of our live streams, which I think we can do right now that we can clip out for some content for you also too. It's called Reaction Roll. It's a live stream within a live stream where after we have played a brand new system for the first time, or a system that's in development, we all get to ask the GM questions and tell them our ideas and talk about the system a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Which I said all that while I was throwing up a graphic on the stream, so I would know where to follow it. So I had a blast, but I would love to hear from everybody else what they thought, if they've got any ideas or questions for Marcus, and then we'll let him talk a little bit more about what some of his development plans are. If you're watching this later, I know, Marcus, you posted up pictures of some of this, not the GM side, but the player side, in the Minimalist RPG group on Facebook that we're both a part of. And then I think your plan is to put it up on Drive Through RPG in the future also too, is one of the things maybe you mentioned also too. But if you want to,
depending on the amount of feedback you guys give me, I mean, I think I should have it up on Drive Through in a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days. It's basically done unless you guys come up with fantastic ideas.
I have a couple small thoughts, but they're nothing major. But I'd love to hear from everybody else first.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's a smooth system, and it's easy also. I can definitely see how this could be an introduction game to people new to OSR, really. So currently I don't have any ideas of how to possibly improve it, but well done, Marcus.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I also had a blast. It was nice to try it. You know me, I usually don't like minimalism games.
Yeah.
But this one is like right up my alley. It's fast. It's gritty. It's really cool. I like how you can choose your abilities, and you can like multi-class your characters. So yeah, and also I've seen a bit more of the game while you made it, and it all looks great. And I had a blast writing up some dungeons for it. So
sweet.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
I'm actually going to pull up so just everybody can see it while we're talking about the character sheet. See if I can pop that up on here. That's what I want to see. Yeah. And Jorgen, what were your thoughts on it?
It's a little bit. It's a minimalistic, and playing with Tobias, it's always mörkborg. I always get that feeling when we play together. It's nice. I really like the idea. I like the multi-class system. I was a little bit curious about like a bloodthirsty. You have the D20 plus level / endurance and nerve. I don't know. That never came into play.
No, it didn't. That's kind of like when you use them as saves, nothing really happened that made you save today. But if you look at mystical, it says willpower and logic. So whenever you hit with an attack that attacks your willpower or logic, maybe some kind of illusion magic or something, you could use mystical as a save. And bloodthirsty, it says endurance, nerve. Like that could also be something to save with.
Sweet. I really like it.
Yeah.
Really good work.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I also really like the hit system. It's like quick and gritty. that you just take straight up damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And
And the fact that it's like we did these characters in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, you can just pull it out if you need a quick game and just get started. Even
Yeah, I loved playing it. I actually, from the very first time I saw it, the thing that I loved the most was the flavor you gave each of the major class, like it's 4 different essentially classes / skills / ability books. So it's sneaky, mystical, holy, and bloodthirsty. And just from saying those, it's evidently clear what you're getting into when you select any one of those. I loved the flavor of that. But each one, like you did a
Yeah.
phenomenal job. A lot of times, the reason I think people struggle with OSR and minimalist things is that they try to pack too much into what everything can do. But back, like every single one of the abilities that you name for each of the 4 different like stats / classes, it's evidently clear what it does, but leaves plenty of room for role playing, for the GM to do it. Your method of saying, tell me what that looks like, 100% one of my favorite things to do in playing anyway. So just, I think it took the ability for a player to speak into how something works really, really well. And I just, like, from the very beginning, I was really impressed by the information design you had done on just that essential piece of it. I think for me, the only thing that jumps out that I might consider adding is right now, essentially, there's a slight mechanical advantage to sneaky and bloodthirsty as skills because they give you a to hit modifier and a defense modifier, which might lean towards people doing that. I would just bounce that out. I think it'd be interesting to see something like mystical, giving you the ability to know things, like to basically pull knowledge out. So if you ever want to see if a character knows something, and then holy could either be social or it could be to sense something. Like, so basically giving like 4 bonus categories and one of them being drawn from each of those. So a bonus to hit from bloodthirsty, a bonus to dodge from sneaky, a bonus to know things, right? Maybe from mystical, and a bonus to either social or or senses for holy or something like that.
Maybe call it like lore for mystical,
or perhaps something equivalent to detect evil in the case of holy. As in Dungeons and Dragons, the clerics. No, yeah.
I even think
sense unholy.
Yeah, I even think just calling it sense, like I think just calling it sense and leaving that up to people, like leaves a lot of space. Whether that means they're better at noticing things, whether that's unholy, whether that's whatever it happens to be. I just think giving each of those something to help bounce out all 4 abilities a little bit more is the only major feedback I have. I'm assuming the D6 element. I know it's there for initiative. Do you fit less that on the GM side as far as 6s are good, 1s are bad if you need some variety? Like I love high-low rolls. Is that is that listed on the GM side?
It's not. I mean, all it says is like X in 6 rolls. So that's pretty much from situation to situation what the GM feels like.
Yeah, which is classic OSR feel. I think that's great. And then I think maybe a spot for
version,
loot.
right?
Do what?
I did have it on an earlier version. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to put that back in there.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought about. Like when I read this again, it's like I noticed that they're missing, and I quite like to have them there.
Yeah.
Or maybe on the GM sheet. I don't know. Maybe it's better for the GM to have all the rules. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think that's it. I put it there instead.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually read the rules, so I'm quite limited.
Well, you have actually. Every rule in the game is on the player sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do have more things written than this, right?
Well, this X in D6 roll, that's kind of the only thing I have. This is pretty much
and that's actually
99% of the rules.
Right. Then I misunderstood something.
And I think maybe that's a rule that should be on the GM sheet. Like a GM should say, roll a d6. Not a player. A player should not suggest, "Can I
No.
roll a d6?" It's
Yeah.
better if the GM offers it.
That's right. I think that was the thing. I had it on the player sheet at first, and then I removed it. And my plan was to add it on the GM sheet, but it got lost along the way. I want to tell you guys something about the GM sheets as well. They're all gonna be just an A4 like this. This one doesn't have any front or backside right now, but on the inside, they're all gonna look kind of like this. And they're all gonna have a name like the tomb, the prison, the vault, the pits. And you just roll a d4 to see what type of tomb it is.
Oh,
like
man, I love
today,
that.
I rolled yesterday. Actually, I prepared this yesterday. I rolled a 1, so I know it's the flooded tomb because result number 1 is flooded, and each of these DM sheets are gonna have like 12 monsters on them, a map, tables for dressing, traps. Yeah, so I think this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
Also,
Did you
it's-
tell?
I love that
yeah,
idea.
it's gonna be great. Did you tell us how you're going to publish this? Is it printed form or only on drive-through RPG or?
My initial plan was to only have it on drive-through RPG, and the idea was to keep pumping out these playsets, DM sheets, like the tomb, the vault, the prison, the grotto, whatever. And maybe when I get enough, I'll do a printed version of all of them together. And I was also thinking of, I think I showed Tobias, I did like a template for how to write adventures for Down We Go. And
They're great.
maybe release that as kind of a third-party license and call that Together We Go for
There's
people
great.
to make
there's
their
a
own.
whole lot of hackability.
I
in
love it.
this. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
I think you could see a whole lot. And I'd even say this: if you decide you eventually want to do a print of this, I would absolutely help fund an initial print of this because I just think it's super smart and super sharp. And I think your development plans, just from what I've seen, are really solid. So I'd be happy to put a couple $100 into a print run.
Oh my
which
God.
for this size of zine is not a huge thing. So I mean, for me, one of the things would be, selfishly, I'd love to help distribute it in the US. I mean, we could put it on Exalted and stuff like that, but we have a site, we've got some of our own zines going up and some other stuff that we'll be carrying on there. And I'd absolutely, this is absolutely something that it's infinitely hackable. It's super easy to pick up. It captures the OSR feel. The procedural generation of those tombs and other stuff like that. It's all very, very smart. And even as a 16 to 20 page print book, it would already have a lot of value to it. And I think if you had a few, if you went up higher than that with more GM stuff, I think it's great, but I don't think it's needed. It'd be just, I think something a starter premise like that would be very cool. I think the other thing is, does it tell us when we're building characters on the main sheet now? I feel like it did before. Does it tell us how many levels to pick, or is that up to the GM?
No, it doesn't. This is also something I had on there in the beginning. I don't know where it went, but it should say somewhere like put 2 levels. 'Cause the way you guys started, you got 2 levels. So you can split them up in multi-class, or you can put 2 in one class. So I'm gonna add that as well. I don't know where that went.
But it says here, after a dungeon, pick one. Increase the level and roll or get another ability. That was says right now.
Yeah.
Should that
Yeah.
be
One thing?
should that be an
Yeah.
or,
So
or
that's
should that
one
be an
level
and?
or an.
Because if you increase the level, do you get another ability?
Yeah, technically you should, I think.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Because it's really not an or statement. It's increase a level in any role and get another ability. Well, and then
No, it
select
says
and,
in a
and then
role you have
select
a
an
level in
ability
already.
from that role is probably the best way to say it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think both, because as the level is, if I've understood it correctly, equivalent to the number of abilities. You
It
should
is.
get,
Yeah.
get a new ability. every time you go up a level.
So maybe just change that to like get another ability or increase a level and get an ability.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
something like increase, add an additional level in one role and select an ability from that role is essentially what you're communicating, right? But I mean, like that was my only thought. It's not unclear as far as that's what I assumed, but I just wanted to make sure that was what it intended. But I just think you did a phenomenal job with this. I was super excited to be able to play it. Once you guys have it polished up, let us know. We'll definitely push it out, and we'll put out this reaction roll piece, and then we'll do a little minimalist review for you, which would just be a couple minutes on what we liked about the system that you can pop up wherever, but also on the Drive Through RPG page if you want.
That sounds awesome.
And then let me know if you want to do a little print run. I would love to help out with that. We'd be really interested in it.
That sounds super. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thanks for having us.
No problem.
Yeah,
let's hear from
thanks. It
everybody
was
again,
really
just
fun.
kind of who they are, where they're from. I also want to hear a little bit more about, I know you guys mentioned it earlier, just West Coast OSR, what you guys do, what it is, and all that stuff. So I know you guys are each kind of a part of it in different ways, but how did it get started?
Do you want to start us off here again?
Yeah. We have in Sweden we have another OSR mini convention kind of thingy, gaming gathering, and there was some person on Facebook that raised the question, can't we have something on the West Coast? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then it suddenly fell on me to arrange something. But I got contacted with Marcus and Tobias, and they helped me out. So we helped each other out to create CryptCon, our West Coast OSR gaming convention. And yeah, that's how we started it. And then we invited Katja along with us because we needed fresh new ideas and new people around. So.
And don't forget the fact that you actually held these gaming sessions on Science Fiction Bookshop Cafe Sirius for just OSR. If I'm not mistaken, you run one game for each session, different OSR, all of them, for as long as they were open for that business.
I try to expand to like bring OSR gaming to the people a little bit more through, like as Katja says, making like an evening event at a local bookstore. But then COVID came and destroyed everything.
But unfortunately.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like what Jörgen is saying, the whole purpose of West Coast OSR is to spread the gospel of OSR gaming, essentially, to get more people to know that it exists and what it's about and how fun it can be.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Personally, I played OSR for years without knowing what it really was, that I was really playing OSR. It was quite funny when I found out. Tobias told me that, hey, if you're playing D&D BEC MI, that's definitely OSR. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, I've only been doing this for 5 years.
Well, I love it. Like I said, I love the OSR scene. I love the way that indie and OSR design have started to also merge and do some really cool things with each other. I really see this little 2-page RPG as a solid merge between like some indie instincts, classic OSR feel and mindset, and then the minimalist quality of it again is just so sharp, and I think what makes those things fluidly work together. I just like I said, I think it's a really fun system. The flavor from the get-go was very clear in the way that you wrote the abilities and the roles. And so, I just think it's super smart. So where can people find more out about West Coast OSR? And then where can people find y'all online if they want to connect with you?
Well, we have our Facebook page that's just called West Coast OSR. We usually post in Swedish because it's mostly about our quarterly event CryptCon. But yeah, like if you're in Sweden and want to play OSR, you can message us through West Coast OSR if you're interested
Yeah.
in visiting our convention. It's quarterly, and we usually host about 30 people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
Somewhere around there, yeah.
yeah, well, and if you want to find me on Facebook, it's my name, Tobias Tomvik Lesker. It's quite long. Or on Instagram, it's naturlig20, which is natural 20 in Swedish.
Jordan, where can people find you online?
Oh, that's a good question. I have my own page called Random Rambling Press, where I publish at least one of my things. More coming, but Random Rambling Press is my site.
Katya? Oh. Katya, where can people find you online?
For me,
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I think I said before, on Facebook you can find me as Egg Hunter, and the same on Twitter. But on Twitter, please search for k.e.m.lindblom. That's my name. You will find me and no other potential egg hunters. Or just Google for Katja Lindblom, Observatory Supervisor, Gothenburg. You find me. That's me.
And Marcus, tell us a little bit about where people can find you and then where to keep an eye out for the game.
Well, I don't really have much of an online presence. I use Facebook, that's it. I don't have Instagram, I don't have Twitter. Maybe I need to, I don't know. But if you want to hit me up, Marcus Linderum on Facebook. And I'm going to keep posting in both the OSR RPG group on Facebook and also the Minimalist RPG group on Facebook to let y'all know when Down We Go is up and live and ready for download.
Awesome.
Maybe we post it on West Coast OSR.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we'll pop it out on Plus One also, too. And we have a group called Beards of Tabletop that we'll drop it into. I'll send you guys an invite to later. No beards actually required to join the group. However, there's a large number of bearded role and board game players in the group also, too. I'm Tony. You can find me at Tony Vicinda on any social media platform that I'm a part of, and at Plus One Exp across the board for our brand. We're a brand that multi-classes in beard and skin care alchemy, tabletop game design, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. We love supporting independent designers, minimalist designers, and old school content also too. If there's a system out there that you want us to play or that you would like to learn more about but don't have the time to learn, let us know. You can also find us on YouTube. We are over 100 subscribers now, but for some reason YouTube won't let me form a custom URL. So you can find us at ttrpg.link/YouTube. That's where we put everything from our stream and all of our polished reviews after the fact. That's ttrpg.link/YouTube. But thank you guys so much for being on today. I'm going to go ahead and end on the stream, and we can chit chat a little bit before you guys hop off. But thanks everybody for watching. Everybody wave at your camera. Wave at your camera.